Welcome Earth Angels to this Libra season themed flow. Today we're going to be looking at opening through the heart space, finding balance within the body and the mind, and calling in that sense of inner empathy, not only for ourselves, but so that we can give outwardly then to others. And maybe finding a little bit of flair and that Libra season charm, that enigmatic energy that hopefully will leave our flow feeling today. So we're going to start lying down on the floor. You won't need any props for this practice today, but we're going to bring the knees to point up towards the sky, and then softly bring yourself down to the earth. So perhaps you want to shuffle the feet out a little bit to the sides, let the knees drop in. And we're going to bring one hand to the heart, one to the belly today. So starting to cultivate your breath flow practice. Maybe starting with a nice deep inhale in through the nose. And then a big sigh as you release, softening into the earth. You might wish to repeat that a few more times at your own pace. Or perhaps just starting to feel into your yogic breath now, that inhale in through the nose that then follows softly back out through the nose. And as the hands rest onto the body, feeling with every inhale that gentle lifting through the belly, through the heart space, and following with that softening down into the earth beneath you. Taking that time to find that soft ebb and flow of the breath, that equal balance between the top half of the body lifting to the sky, and that exhale drawing you deeper into the earth, that sensation of grounding. Libra being an air sign, probably need a little bit of both at this time. And then starting to perhaps give the fingers a little tap against the body, just without any expectation, letting the knees drop left to right. So really feeling into a sense of ease, that easygoing Libra nature today. Letting things come, letting it go, and just seeing how it feels for your practice today. So maybe let's give the fingers, or rather the wrists, a little turn and twist here. And then coming to roll over to one side, bringing yourself all the way up towards seated. So if you'd like, maybe setting an intention for your practice today, one that perhaps moves with the theme of Libra season, so again that charm, that balance, that sense of justice for ourselves and for others, or maybe just calling in that lovely sense of romanticism, kind of building love into your own personal space today. So take a moment to set that here, let it land. And then on an inhale, let's sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. On your exhale, taking a twist. So dropping opposite hand to elbow, opposite hand to knee. Gently opening through the chest without overextending. And then let's inhale, come back to center, release over to the opposite side. Again, gentle twist, maybe up on the fingertips behind you. And then catching your inhale, reaching the arms up to the sky, interlock the fingers, and let's bring the palms of the hands down to the back of the head, gently drawing the elbows inwards. And then on your next inhale, draw the elbows outwards, that first little lift of the chest. Exhale, calling back in once again. And then as you rise, lifting up and out, big stretch of the arms as they reach left to right. Imagine that there's like an invisible string on the fingertips here as we softly isolate through the shoulders, pulling left to right. that soft sway that can be as small or as big a movement as you wish. And then let's wrap the arms all the way around us, giving ourselves that gentle hug as we tuck the chin down to the chest. Maybe you keep that sway going. You might give the shoulders a little squeeze. Maybe brush the fingertips against the back. The hands being an extension of the heart, so feeling into that loving space that you can give back to yourself. And then rising back out of it, giving everything a little shake. Beautiful. So we're going to roll over the legs, come to find our tabletop position. Flowing firstly through some cat-cow movements, so let's drop the belly as we inhale, lift and look forward. And then exhale as you round, press the mat away. So finding your own flow. Maybe you can connect your breath, so your inhale helps you to rise all the way forward, reaching the end of the movement. And then the exhale brings you back. Really nice, taking that gentle ebb and flow back and forth. You might continue in this same way, or starting now as you inhale, lifting forward as you did before. And our exhale as we start to round, we draw the bottom back towards the heels, come to find child's pose. And then catch that wave of your breath, inhaling as you flow forward, expanding through the heart. Exhale round, call it back. Inhale, flow, moving forward. Lovely. Once more, all the way back. Coming to flow softly forward, lifting the heart space here. And as we come back this time, we're going to maybe shuffle the knees, reach the arms forward, come into Anahata pose, our puppy pose, as we sink the chest to the earth. Maybe the forehead finds the mat, it might rest on a block, it could even hover here. And then keeping again that wave of your breath moving, chest releasing softly to the floor. Beautiful. Let's slowly start to lift the gaze, sink the front body down to the mat. We're going to bring our hands gently off to the side, up onto the fingertips, connecting into all 10 toes as we inhale, find flow through the chest. Maybe you start to extend through the arms, the elbows can remain bent if you prefer. And again, finding this wave as you gently rise and fall, pressing into the feet. Feeling that connection downwards, and then that polarity guiding you upwards into space. Lovely. Sink it down to the earth. From here, let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to lift through tabletop, maybe press back through active child's pose, ready to find our first downward facing dog. So let's have a little pedal of the legs here. Spreading the fingertips nice and wide so that we can connect down into the earth. And let's begin to find our flow from here. So starting with an inhale, we're going to lift the left leg to the sky. Call the knee all the way forward as you place the foot between the hands. And then an inhale guides us up to center as we find our crescent lunge. Exhale to hold here. We're going to inhale, come into crescent lunge once again. Exhale, we're going to open into a twist. So we're going to lean towards the left leg, open to the side of the room. And inhale, flow back to center. Exhale, sink again, bend into that back knee. Come back to center. From here, let's open into the back foot, ground through the back edge of the back foot, open the arms, warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, soften the back hand, flip the front palm, calling it back into your peaceful warrior. Feeling that breath expanding into the open side body. Can you lift that back hand and stay in the same shape? Taking an inhale, start to extend through the front leg, connecting through the toes. And then maybe starting to channel that energy into the front heel as you lift the toes away from the floor. Really nice. Start to sink down into that front foot. Bring yourself all the way to center. Hands onto the hips. We're going to inhale, roll the shoulders, start to lift through the chest, and then gently come all the way down into a forward fold. Maybe letting your arms release. I'll leave it up to you to explore here. You could take hold of opposite elbows. You could make this an active stretch reaching behind you, or let the hands settle on each leg. Say whatever feels good, what feels grounding, what feels spacious and nurturing today. So no need to push if you're not feeling it today. Moving with your beautiful, perfect energy, however you show up. And then let's shuffle the feet in a little bit here. Hands come to the hips. We're going to bend into the knees as we rise here. A big inhale as we sweep the arms to the sky, straighten the legs. Exhale, come down into your goddess pose. Inhaling to rise. Exhale to lower. Once more. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, come down, traveling around towards the top of the mat. Let's reach the right arm back. Come through crescent lunge. Exhale, release the arms. Your choice. You could take a vinyasa here or meeting back, downward facing dog. A little pedal out of the legs. Let's go to the other side. We're going to inhale, lift the right leg. Pull the knee through, step the foot between the hands. Inhale as you come to rise. Exhale, bend the back knee, open to your twist. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale as you come up. We're going to open to warrior two, other side. Connection through the back edge of your back foot. Soften the back hand, flip the front palm, calling up and over into your peaceful warrior. Keeping that back hand soft, letting the breath flow into the open side body. Press into that front foot. Maybe you start to extend through the leg. Option to lift the toes off of the floor. Really nice. Lower the foot down, come back into warrior two. From here, we're going to take that same movement. I'm going to turn around to face you. We're going to inhale, lift through the chest. Gentle back bend. Exhale as you fold forward. Your choice again, keeping this active or passive, whatever feels best. If you want to bend the knees, just maybe turn the toes in, or rather turn the toes out, turn the heels in a little bit more. Doesn't have to be static, your practice, make it your own. And then let's rise all the way back up, bringing the hands onto the hips, rising through the chest, big sweep of the arms. Inhale, we stretch up. Exhale, come down through goddess. Inhale to rise. Exhale, lower. Once more, inhale. Exhale, coming back down. Really nice. From here, leading again, back arm brings us round into our lunge. Flow the hands down, your choice. You could take a vinyasa here. You could come back into your downward facing dog. You could even take a little rest in child's pose if you prefer. Take your time. Let's come back downward facing dog. So we've worked left and right, feeling that balance, that Libra energy, the symbol of the scales, calling us back into that place of truth, of justice, of what is right. So let's start to walk the hands back from here into a forward fold. Now we're going to take a little bit of a playful movement, not taking anything too seriously, and starting to heel or toe the feet to the edges of your mat. So toes pointing out, heels stay on. We're going to start to sink down towards Malasana, our yogi squat. So where possible, keeping the feet flat to the floor. If you find that the heels are lifting, maybe leaning into one foot and then the other, creating a little bit of sway, which is of course perfectly fine because we're going to move here anyway. So find that balance or whatever feels best for your body. So the playful movement that we're going to come into here is we're going to start to reach our right arm back behind us. As we do, we're going to sweep the left arm and start to kind of press the hips, almost as if you're coming towards wheel, but it doesn't have to be a wheel pose. And then we're going to build this energy so that we can swing the body around to the opposite side. So beginning to find that flow, left to right. And so it doesn't have to be pretty, Doesn't have to look good. You're just moving into that own sense of lifting the heart space, opening through the lower spine, and creating that muscle memory for maybe if you want to come into your wheel pose later, or even your camel pose. So let's take one more round either way. And then bring yourself back to center. Let the knees come down to the floor and settle into hero's pose. Let that breath stabilize as well as the spine. And just feel that prana, our life force energy flowing and moving through you. The Libra season is the start of autumn, so the change of our outward season as well. And Libra really helps us to come into that sense of finding beauty within things that maybe a little bit harder to find beauty in. It's kind of looking through the world through that rose-tinted glasses. And so as we transition into autumn, though outwardly we can see a lot of change and a lot of beauty around us, and Libra helps us to stay in that balance as we move through this change, especially from that bright exuberant energy of summer into that slower pace and that darkening of autumn moving into winter, which can be a difficult time. So Libra is there to remind us that there is always beauty in every moment, in everything that we do. So let's start to wind down. Let's bring the legs round in front of us. Gently releasing to the floor, and as you get there, bringing the knees in towards the chest. A little sway left to right. Maybe reaching the arms up to the sky, the legs have a little shake here. And then settling into happy baby pose if you like, letting the knees drop down to the armpits and leaning into that soft sway. Perhaps taking the arms out nice and wide, bring the legs back to center, bending the knees. Let's drop the knees then over to the left-hand side, gazing to the right, finding our supine twist. Maybe shuffling the hips a little back to center if that feels more comfortable. As you feel the breath softening, notice as it draws into the open side body, lifted to the sky. Again, that sensation of air and lifting of spaciousness with every inhale. And that connection and rooting to the earth with every exhale. Let's take our time to bring the knees back to center. And then come over, opposite side, gazing back behind you. And whenever you feel ready to be staying in your twist a little bit longer, I'm going to come to rest down in Shavasana, taking up as much space as you have available to you. If you're invited in that mantra at the start of your practice, maybe you can call it back to you here into the mind's eye. And let it guide you into this soft, gentle space. Allowing yourself to be moved by the external world, the ever-shifting nature. And these practices are designed to help you embody that nature, to move in alignment rather than against the tide. So full permission to soften this season. Whenever you're ready, starting to softly wiggle the fingers and the toes, bringing energy back into the body. Maybe turning the head side to side. And taking your time to roll over left or right, whichever side feels most comfortable for you. And gently bringing yourself up to find a comfortable seat. So thank you so much for joining me for this practice today. Maybe take a nice big releasing breath to really feel into that last bit of energy here on your mat. And if you would like to practice with me again, there are plenty more flows for you to move along with. You can find any other information to find me on socials or my website down below in the bio. I would love to have you be part of our Earth Angel family. I hope to see you soon. Take care. Namaste.